So I wish all of you a very happy Independence Day on behalf of Gradeup. And because it is the august occasion of Independence Day, the focus is not to teach you something, but with the help of some facts about the independence, just to make the occasion more colorful by just adding few knowledge tidbits that we feel can be extremely handy to you in course of the preparation, because not only it is important to understand the timeline, not only it is important to understand the sacrifices that the freedom fighters have made so that this day has been made possible in the life of every Indian, but the way things happened on multiple fronts, whether it is social, economic, political, religious, we need to understand the context of the freedom movement also in that reference, right? And I am sure that all of you, whichever paper, whichever entrance examination you people are targeting for, you people are definitely giving your best. And occasions like Independence Day is not only a reminder to the goals that lie ahead, not only an occasion of joy and happiness for all of us, but it instills in us a renewed sense of vigor and enthusiasm that we should approach our goals, we should approach our target with the same kind of motivation and zeal which actually defined the timeline of the Indian independence movement right from day one. So I wish all of you once again a very happy Independence Day. And on this occasion, just I am trying to take you through the timelines so that you people can better understand and appreciate how important the chain of events can be, right? Just have a look. The chronological order of freedom struggle, I am sure you people are aware of these points. Before we come to that, a bit of introduction about Gradeup Super. I hope you people are aware of the recent launch. Please try to see the details, and in case you people want to get started, don't be left behind and immediately come to this so that you people can avail all the benefits which the Gradeup platform offers to each and every one of you. Right, the revolt of 1857, this is something that has been described by many historians as the first war of independence, and I hope you people have read about it right from your history textbooks till your entrance examinations. You people have heard of fighters like Mandal Pandey, the fighters like Veer Kunwar Singh, all those freedom fighters, right, in course of the events in history has made the things quite memorable for us in the longer run. 1864 Scientific Society by Syed Ahmad, and when you people think of Syed Ahmad, you must have heard of the Alidar Muslim University, which was initially founded as Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College and later on became the Alidar Muslim University. The establishment of Theosophical Society, this is something that you people should be aware of, and you must have heard of people like Madame Blavatsky, Colonel Olcott, who were the pioneers of the Theosophical Society. Vernacular Press Act, these are some of the legislations that defines the timeline. And you might have heard about the 1882 Hunter Commission also known as the Indian Education Commission. That was another landmark enactment in the years before independence. 1883 about the Ilbert Bill that was proposed by Lord Ripon. So if you look at the list of viceroys and the governor generals, the 1883 Ilbert Bill proposal by Lord Ripon will definitely form a very important aspect of the entire independence struggle. 1884, this Ilbert Bill was passed, and then 1885, we had the landmark event of the establishment of Indian National Congress. You people must have heard about the founder of Indian National Congress, A.O. Hume, also known as Hermit of Shimla, how the first Indian National Congress session was held at Bombay, and the first session of Congress presided over by W.C. Banerjee, right? So you must be aware of the history of Indian National Congress right from its founding days of 1885. 1897, we had this Ramtress Mission, one of the big social organizations that works in many spheres, including education, founded by Swami Vivekananda, who was a disciple of Ramtress Paramhans. And that's why in the initial part itself, I told you that the entire independence movement was a conflation of the movements, social, religious, economic, political, and 1897 was a manifestation of that. July 1905, the importance of that must not be lost on any of you, because you people are aware of the partition of Bengal announced by Lord Curzon, how it led to the Swadeshi movement, boycott, and rest of the things. And 16th October 1905, when the partition of Bengal finally happened, and the demonstrations across the country, and December 1906 was another important event when we had the All India Muslim League founded at Dhaka by Nawab Salimullah and Aga Khan. This is something that you people should be aware of. And then 1907 came in, the Surat split of Indian National Congress. By this time, there were two important parts or divisions in Congress. The one group of extremists, which was led by Lal Bal Pal, Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and Vipin Chandra Pal. And on the other hand, we had the moderates led by people like Firoz Shah Mehta and others, who believed that with the representations, with the pleadings, we people can arrive at our goal. The Surat split of Congress, 1908, execution of Khudiram Bose, another very, very important and seminal event that happened in the independence Indian movement timeline. 1909, when you come to governance, when you come to administration, all of you, whichever exam you are preparing for, or even if you recall your history books, all of you must be recalling the Murli Minto reforms, that is also known as the Indian Councils Act of 1909. So a very, very important event in 1909. That was followed by the Indian Press Act of 1910. You people must be recalling what we discussed about the Vernacular Press Act and now the Indian Press Act of 1910. Followed by the cancellation of partition of Bengal, because I told you that when it was announced in 1905, the political temper went high because people understood that it is basically a ploy to divide and rule. And by this time, the intention of the colonizers was definitely gaining much ground, and people were getting aware of the fact that how things are going for worse. 1906 establishment of home rule by Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and I hope you people have read some articles in newspapers like Hindu, Indian Express and others about the 100th year. Bal Gangadhar Tilak will be one of the keywords which I feel can be there in any entrance test you people are aspiring for. So in case you people have not followed Bal Gangadhar Tilak carefully, please make sure that you read more about him, because I have a very strong hunch that whichever paper you are preparing for, Bal Gangadhar Tilak in one way or the other can be there, the part of the paper. December 1916, the Lucknow Pact, important event. The agreement that was reached between the Indian National Congress and the Muslim League, that made something, or that made the Indian independence movement gain a particular kind of currency by the rapprochement and the reconciliation between the two major political forces at that point of time in the form of Indian National Congress and Muslim League. And then in 1917, the Sabarmati ka Sant Mahatma Gandhi coming into picture, Champaran Satyagraha. You must have heard of the plight of the indigo peasants. You must have heard of Rajkumar Shukla. And the Champaran Satyagraha, was the advent of the father of the nation, getting wholeheartedly into the Indian freedom movement. 1918, we had this Madras Labor Union that also you must have heard of. And all of you from your history books have recalled 1991 when we had the Montagu-Chelmsford reforms, just like the Murli Minto reforms of 1909. And then 1919 itself, the Rowlatt Act, which was quite repressionary. And as a reaction to that, you must be aware of so many incidents. But the incident which was most horrific was the Jallianwala Bagh massacre that you must have heard of on 13th of April 1919, followed by the non-cooperation movement 1920 to 22, which was basically a very big movement, and that brought the entire country to a standstill, and that established Mahatma Gandhi as the undisputed leader of the India's freedom struggle, followed by the 5th February 1922 incident, when in Chauri Chaura, this incident of burning a police station happened, and at that point of time, Mahatma Gandhi, listening to his conscience, decided to call off the non-cooperation movement when it was almost at its peak. Late 1922, early 1923, the establishment of Swaraj Party, Motilal Nehru, C.R. Das, big lawyers, big leaders, and they established this Swaraj Party. 1925, the Taturi conspiracy, you must have watched it in the movies also, right? There are so many references of the Taturi, right? Robbery. 1927, the establishment of Simon Commission. At that point of time, you are aware that the demonstrations that happened that saw ultimately the death blow on the Lala Lajpat Rai, and Lala Lajpat Rai famously remarking at that point of time that every blow on me is like a coffin in the nail of the British Empire. These are the events of the legendary time frames. 1988, the assassination of Saunders, Nehru Report. I hope you people have heard of that. 1928, Simon Commission arriving in India. Purn Swaraj Declaration, December 29. You are aware of this on the banks of the river Ravi in Lahore. This was a very, very seminal event and one of the most important sessions of Indian National Congress, where complete independence was declared as the goal. And then 1929, bombing in the Central Legislative Assembly by Bhagat Singh and Batukeshwar Dutt, followed by the Chittagong Armory raid, right, 18th April 1930. I hope you people are aware that Chittagong Armory raid is something that we associate Surya Sen with, right? Followed by the March 1930, after the non-cooperation movement, we had the second round in the form of the civil disobedience movement, starting with the Dandi March, 6th April Dandi March ending, and I hope you people are aware how the laws were broken peacefully and how the movement gathered momentum. The Round Table Conference, November 1930, you should be aware. And then we had the Gandhi-Irwin Pact, that was in March 1931, along with the Karachi session of Indian National Congress, that actually established, or that actually laid the foundations of fundamental rights that we now find in our constitution. Second Roundtable Conference, that also you should be aware of, September 1931, followed by the 1932 Pune Pact, where Gandhi and Ambedkar both were adamant, but finally Gandhi has its way. The Third Roundtable Conference, followed by the most important Government of India Act 1935, and you people are aware that many provisions in our constitution we have taken from the Government of India Act 1935. All India Forward Bloc, you people are aware of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose trying to wage a parallel front in order to achieve something which he believed was almost impossible, the way Congress and the other mainstream parties were going for. The August offer by Lord Linlithgow 1940, Quit India movement. I hope you are aware of 8th August, 9th August. The role of leaders like Aruna Asaf Ali, try to read about it. 1942, the Cripps Mission, establishment of Indian Independence League, you must have read, and the formation of Azad Hind Fauj, when Subhash Chandra Bose was able to rally around certain friends, right, on the international scenario. Then the 1945 Revolt plan, which was announced in Shimla conference. So India was almost on the verge of that. 1946 Cabinet Mission, when the Labour Party came in power in UK and Clement Attlee became the Prime Minister. This Cabinet Mission came up. You people must have read about it. June 1947, the Mountbatten Plan, that also led to the partition of India. and 1947's Indian Independence Act, finally followed by the August day of 15th August 1947, when the efforts of the freedom fighters over and over the years finally culminated in India's independence. Some of the important acts that were passed during the East India Company rule: the Regulating Act of 1773 for overhauling the management of East India Company, the Pitt's India Act of 1784, joint rule of Crown and Company was the guiding factor, followed by the Charter Act of 1813. It renewed the charter by the British Crown but ended the monopoly of the company. Bengal Sati Regulation Act. You people are aware of the social reformers like Ram Mohan Rai, Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar and others. Try to read more about them so that you can take the ideas forward. The Hindu Widow Remarriage Act of 1856, which was a very progressive legislation, right? Followed by the Government of India Act of 1858. The colonial rule directly came under the control of British government. Indian Council Act of 1892. The legislative councils came into picture. The Government of India Act of 1919. Indians' participation in the governance increased. The Rowlatt Act, that was related with indefinite detention, and Rowlatt Act is one of the reasons that we ultimately had Jallianwala Bagh, which was very unfortunate. The Government of India Act of 1935, greater autonomy to the provinces, and Industrial Dispute Act 1947, that is related with the regulation of the trade unions. You people are aware that it is still in vogue. And Indian Independence Act of 1947. British India was partitioned and we had dominions, India as well as Pakistan, right? Again, I will urge all of you, please try to have a look at the new updated refurbished Gradeup Super, where you can have unlimited access to live courses and mock tests. And in case you people are missing out on the offers, please make sure that you people get on the platform at the earliest and get benefited, right? With this, I plan to end the session for today. I wish all of you once again happy reading, happy independence, and all the best from my side for all your future endeavors. Any doubts you people have, you people get to the Gradeup app, get your queries answered, and make sure that you people get the much needed head start that is required in your career to prosper. Thank you, good day, and once again, right, on a happy note, a very, very happy Independence Day to all of you, right? Come to the Gradeup app as soon as you people can. Thank you.